Halo semua, nama saya Gabriel. Saya berasal dari Amerika, tapi saya lancar dalam bahasa Indonesia karena saya pernah tinggal di Indonesia selama 1 tahun dan saya sudah belajar bahasa Indonesia selama 5 tahun sepertinya. Hello, my name is Gabriel Beworth. I'm from the United States, and I am fluent in Indonesian. I've lived there and I've been studying it for quite a while now, and I want to teach it because I think it's a very important language and an underrated language as well. It's similar, very similar to the language of Malaysia, Malay, and many people speak it actually, but they're very confined in their country. They're not very spread out throughout the country like people from Korea or Japan. So that's why it's a less known language. But I believe that it's still very important. Even though I'm not a native speaker of Indonesian, I am fluent in the language, and I think it's very important for a person to study a language with somebody that has also learned that language to fluency, because sometimes a native speaker is the best teacher that you can have. But sometimes a person that has learned that language can better understand what you're going through and what you're struggling with, and can better explain the grammar and things like this. For example, an Indonesian might never have to explain the difference between this word and this word because they never really have to. But a person that has actually learned the language and understood the difference sometimes makes a very good teacher. And so that's kind of what I want to be to someone. And I really love the difference between the informal and formal Indonesian. And I've learned Indonesian through songs, through natives, and so uh, I really want to give that to it. I really want to give the student a opportunity to learn through music, to learn through grammar, to learn through speaking with me and things like this. And so here's my fake lesson really quick for you guys. I'm going to assume that the person I'm teaching already has a bit of knowledge in the language. So here, I'm going to start. Hello everyone, today we're going to be learning the difference between formal sentences and informal sentences with the use of different words, different versions of the word you. Right now we've learned kamu for you, which is actually a very informal you that you would usually use with friends or people your same age or people younger than you. So right now you see in the blue vocabulary and sentences that you've already learned, in the green the exact translations of each of these, and in the pink, new vocabulary for today's short lesson. So, in the blue, let's go over this real quick. Apa kabar? The exact translation is what news, and it means how are you? Apa kabar? Apa kabar? Next is namamu siapa, which in the green, the direct translation is name your who, but it literally means what is your name, as we already know. Kamu orang mana, where are you from, which is literally translated as you person where. And then the last one, which is a little bit more tricky that we learned in our last lesson, is apakah kamu bisa berbicara bahasa Indonesia, which is literally translated to what you can speak language Indonesia, but it means can you speak Indonesian. So, like I already said, all of these are using the pronoun kamu, which means you in English, but it's not as formal as these words that we're about to learn right now. So, I have 5 new vocabulary words, as you can see, that I want you to write these all in your notebook. And here we have Anda, Ibu, Bapak, Mas, Mbak. These are all different versions of the word you. So Anda actually means you, but it's someone that's higher than you, on a higher level than you. It's usually Anda is usually used with somebody who is older than you or more important than you. I don't want to say, but basically that. So, and then Ibu means mother, but you can use it as kind of like ma'am or Mrs. to any woman who's older than you. Bapa is father. You can use it as you or Mr. to anyone that's older than you. And then the last two we have is mas and ba. Mas, you would refer to somebody about your same age who is a male, and ba, M-B-A-K, mba, is what you would use to refer to someone who's about your same age who is a female. So, even though these words mean father, mother, person your same age who's a male, person your same age who's a female, you can actually replace the word you with any of these, and it will become more formal. For example, apa kabar? For example, apa kabar? How are you? That's a very basic phrase, but we can add bu to the end. So, apa kabar bu? Which means how are you, lady who's older than me? It's a very polite way to say it. Nama mu siapa? As we know already, mu is the possessive pronoun for you, so it's your in Indonesian, but it's not very polite. So let's replace mu with bapa. Nama bapak siapa? What is your name, sir? Basically, so you're using dad, the word dad, to refer to someone older than you, and you're actually using that as the word you. Next one is kamu orang mana? Where are you from? You can also say kamu dari mana. Let's replace this one with mas. So let's assume we're talking to a man who's about our age. Mas orang mana? Where are you from? See? And then the last one is apakah kamu bisa berbicara bahasa Indonesia? Now let's replace this with mbak. Apakah mbak bisa berbicara bahasa Indonesia? Can you speak Indonesian? Lady who's about the same age as me. You can also replace any of these with the word anda, which is a gender neutral you. But it's a very, very formal, very, very dry. Usually someone you don't know. So, for homework today, I want you to write all of these phrases and use all of this new vocabulary to replace the word you and make the sentences more polite. I hope you enjoyed. Bye-bye.